The finale of And Just Like That was supposed to be a celebration, but instead, it's become one of the most divisive endings in recent TV history. Fans tuned in on August 14th expecting an emotional farewell to Carrie, Miranda, and Charlotte, yet many walked away frustrated, some even furious over the way the show closed out its three-season run. No final moment with all three women together, a bizarre overflowing toilet scene that had social media in disbelief, and a closing shot of Carrie Bradshaw dancing through her Gramercy Park townhome in a flirty dress as Barry White played in the background. For some, it felt symbolic and freeing. For others, it felt like an empty goodbye. The backlash was immediate. Social media lit up with reactions ranging from disappointment to outright anger, with fans saying they expected more closure after years of following these characters. But the writers behind the finale aren't shying away from the criticism. In fact, they're standing by their choices, claiming this was the most authentic ending they could have given. Showrunner Julie Rottenberg and writer Elisa Zuritsky both stepped forward to defend the creative decision, insisting it wasn't about fan service, it was about truth to character. Zuritsky explained that out of all possible endings for Carrie, this one rang the most true. She argued that Carrie's decision to choose herself over a not-so-perfect partnership reflects her core identity, a woman who, after decades of navigating love, friendship, and loss, finally embraces the idea that happiness can come from standing on her own. To her, Carrie ends the series as a woman who feels full, content, and truly alive. It wasn't about giving fans a grand reunion shot, it was about capturing the essence of Carrie Bradshaw. But the choice not to reunite the three women in one final scene still has fans reeling. For many, Sex and the City and its revival have always been about friendship above all else. Yet Zuritsky insists that the strength of their bond doesn't require them to be in the same room. According to her, those connections transcend physical presence, their support for each other is unshakable, whether shown on screen or not. Rottenberg echoed this sentiment, adding that the friendship between Carrie, Miranda, and Charlotte is stronger than anything else in their lives. In her view, the finale wasn't a break from that bond, but a reminder that true friendships exist even in absence. She suggested that what fans are really struggling with isn't the lack of a group moment, but the fact that this was a final goodbye to Carrie Bradshaw, a character audiences have spent decades growing with. And while critics called the finale underwhelming, Rottenberg reminded viewers that no ending was ever going to please everyone. In her words, the only way forward was to leave the characters in a place of peace and satisfaction, then step away. For Carrie, that meant choosing herself. For Miranda and Charlotte, it meant quiet resolutions off-screen. And for fans, it meant letting go, even if they weren't ready. Zuritsky also pushed back against the negativity by pointing out how deeply loved the series still is. The passionate reactions, she said, are proof of how invested viewers remain. While some may feel let down, others are simply grateful to have had more time with these characters at all. In the end, for the writers, that passion, whether angry or adoring, is the real legacy of And Just Like That. Because if there's one thing this finale made clear, it's that Carrie Bradshaw will never truly disappear. Fans may not agree on the ending, but the conversations, debates, and emotions it stirred prove that her story still matters. And maybe that, more than any reunion scene or neatly wrapped bow, is what keeps this show alive long after its final dance